Hi, it's Kyle from Bitewing Games, and today we're learning how to play Moytura, designed by David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin, and published by us here at Bitewing Games. Moytura is a two-player game where you're going head-to-head, battling over control of Ireland. You will score each colored region on the board based on majorities, halfway through the game, and again at the end of the game. And you're not just competing with your opponent, you will also be battling enemy units that will spread across the map. Let's take a look at the setup. Set out the main board. Place the Tuatha De Danann card here, and place the worship tokens on the card. Randomly place the 4 god tiles face up. Choose 3 enemies to combat. I recommend playing against the 3 Fomorians for your first game, but you can flip any of the tiles over and fight against the more advanced enemies in any combination. Find the 4 matching cards for each enemy in play. Shuffle them together and create 2 face-down piles of 5 cards each. The other 2 cards are returned to the box without looking. One player will play as the white player and the other as black. Take the matching followers and tokens. Each player will also take 2 worship tokens. There are a few map cards. For your first gameplay with this map card, which shows where to place the enemy tokens and your own follower tokens. Place the matching stronghold marker on the indicated space. Place a worship token onto each unoccupied mound space. On your turn, you will activate 1 god and place out followers. Each god lets you place out followers in a slightly unique way, but there are some general rules and patterns we'll look at. First, you need to pick an origin, a location you already have followers. And you'll select a target, one location you are expanding to. So if this was my origin, and I were expanding into an adjacent space with 3 followers, I would place all 3 tokens into one of the adjacent spaces. Your followers won't actually move around the board. Instead, you're going to be placing new followers, expanding into new areas. The costs and benefits for each god are shown here. This card is always free, and you will gain 1 worship token and place out 1 follower. With the Tuatha De Danann, you always place into an adjacent space from an origin. This is free and will give you 2 followers. The higher up you go, the more expensive, but the more followers you place out. You will also upgrade the gods at higher locations. If you spend 2 worship tokens, you activate this god and you'll place out 3 followers, but you also upgrade this location, placing a marker here on the matching symbol. Immediately, and for the rest of the game, anytime you activate this god, you gain 1 additional follower. And if you activate this god, spending 3 worship tokens, you upgrade this location, gaining 2 additional followers now and on all future turns you activate this god. Both the white player and black player can upgrade each god, and only you get the bonus followers for activating that god. A few rules when placing out followers. You cannot directly interact with your opponent. So if they have followers around your units, you cannot place into those spaces. You also cannot place on spaces with a stronghold token, but you can place into enemy spaces with the Fomorians. When that happens, a battle begins, and it's a really simple 1-for-1 type of battle. So if I placed 3 units here, I would remove 2 of my own and 2 Fomorians, leaving my single follower on the board. Hold on to the units that you defeat. If you collect 3 of them, you'll turn them in for a worship token. You can also gain worship tokens from the board if your followers end on a space with a worship token. So what do the different gods do? We talked about the Tuatha De Danann, place in an adjacent region. Eriu lets you skip a space. So even if black had trapped me in here, I can jump over their units, moving 2 spaces from the origin. Boand lets you travel by water, up to 5 spaces away. So if this were your origin, and you were placing 2 units, you could place those 2 units up to 5 spaces away by water. Yes, yes, no, because there's an enemy stronghold. Yes, no, the black player has units here. Dagda allows you to expand 1 space from 2 origins. So if you gain 4 followers with Dagda, 3 plus the bonus 1, you can place 3 of them here and 1 of them here. Finally, Morrigan. She can expand 1 space, but she allows you to attack 2 units for free. in your target location, or spaces adjacent. So if I used Morrigan and expanded here, I could remove 1-2 units for free, not losing any of my own followers. You can't expand into a stronghold area, but you can remove those units using Morrigan. On your turn, you could place your units here and destroy 2 units in an adjacent space. After activating a god, immediately move that god to the top, sliding the other gods down. If you activate the Tuatha De Danann, move the bottom tile to the top. The round structure will be white turn, then black turn, then reveal an enemy card. And on your turn, you will be activating one of the gods, placing out your followers, resolving any conflicts, and then moving your selected deity up to the top and shifting them all down. After white and black have gone, you will reveal the top enemy card. The enemy card will show one of 3 factions. This card says the yellow Fomorians expand normally. Find the largest yellow group. Following the colored paths, place 1 yellow unit into each space along the paths. If it's helpful, place a red marker onto each region the enemy is going to expand, so you don't accidentally double expand. In this case, they'd expand here. If they expand into your followers, you'll again do a 1-for-1 battle, but you do not gain the enemy units, they just return to the supply. In this case, you have 2 groups. This group is larger, covering more spaces, so this group expands here. This is now 1 giant group, so it might behoove you to attack this group, forming it into 2 smaller groups, so only the 1 larger group expands. If the groups are the same size, the group with more tokens expands. If they are exactly the same, they both expand. The Fomorians will always expand following the paths, and will either place 1 or 2 units into each space. Remember, we randomized these cards at the first of the game, so you can keep track of the probability of what enemy may expand next. After 5 rounds, tally up each region. The player with the most units in each of the colored regions scores the points. So for this region, black has 3 units, white has 2, and the Fomorians have 1. Black earns 4 points, white earns 2. In this region, the Fomorians have 4 units. It doesn't matter the color, they have a combined 4. Black has 2 and white has 2. The enemy gains 7 points, and black and white share the 3 points rounded down, so they each earn 1 point. If you have the majority in an area with a stronghold, you will gain 2 bonus points. So for this region, black will gain 8 points, and the enemy scores 3 points. Enemies do not score the 2 bonus points for controlling their own stronghold. After you've scored all 11 regions, you're going to start and do 5 more rounds. The turn order will now be black, and then white, and then reveal an enemy card. You'll do that and then score 1 more time for all the regions, and whoever has the most points wins. There are 3 additional enemies that will spread out differently. And after the first game, you can choose alternative map setups. And if you want even more variety, check out the expansion, which introduces 3 new enemy units and a new deity tile. But now you know how to play Moytura. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Until next time.